Hello, everybody. We're going on day 3 of our kind of going through a little bit about network marketing. We've already talked about why I chose network marketing, why I believe network marketing is such the greatest business model out there. And then I also talked a little bit about, well, what is network marketing in itself, right, as a business. So then today what we're going to do is how to choose a great network marketing company. And there's a lot of things that go into this. And the way most people, just like Elke and I, as I shared on that first video a few days ago, earlier this week, how we chose network marketing, how we got into it was through a product. And many people do. Many people are introduced to a product. They don't really understand anything to do with the business model, but they're looking for a product that is going to help them to feel better, look better, and then after being in there for a while, they discover, well, hey, if I refer people to this, then I can make some money too. Now, what I'm going to share with you in this, I don't know, next 20, 30 minutes or so, is about when you already maybe have network marketing experience or you're looking at network marketing to actually make money, then you want to look at some boxes, right? You want to start checking off those boxes, if you will, to see if they satisfy. Is it going to be worth your time and effort to go in and build this? And again, we're talking normally 7 to 10 hours on a part-time basis. Obviously, you can join and start working a lot more than that if you want to. Depends on how much money you want to make and how fast you want to go, right? So those are some questions you want to ask yourself first. But if you've listened to those first 2 videos that I've done on this and are thinking, you know what, maybe it is time for me to make this push, or at least give it a shot and see what this is really all about, well, then you need to start going through the plethora of network marketing companies out there. And there's, I don't know how many there are right now, but if I was guessing, probably about 10,000. There's definitely thousands of them globally. And if you're going to invest your time and energy and resources into building something for the long term, right? That's what we're talking about. We talked about the other day 3 to 5 years to get this really moving along. Although a lot of these factors I'm going to talk about here today is going to determine whether or not maybe you can condense that time down to 6 months, a year, or 2 years. And, if a person's just going with any Tom, Dick, or Harry type of company, you really don't understand what you're getting yourself into. So I want to give you an outline of some of the things that I look at if I'm going to have to go to a new company, or when I have gone to new companies in the past, because there are some pitfalls out there. And the very first one that I believe is of true importance is the ownership. All right, let's put it over here. Ownership. Who owns the company? What was their motivation behind starting the company? Because a lot of these companies get started by maybe people that have been in the industry, or maybe by entrepreneurs, but they see a money-making opportunity. They're not really necessarily there for the long haul. They may come with no experience at all. If they do come with zero experience in this industry of network marketing, network marketing is just a different animal. You have to understand that. And so people think that, oh yeah, well, I'm going to start up a network marketing company. I'm going to make all this kind of money. They may not understand exactly how to best run that network marketing company. And we have seen it time and time again. You definitely want to understand their track record. All right. Have they ever started a network marketing company before and then have folded? Many of these people have. They have a repeatable track record of failures in starting a network marketing company, but they always succeed because why? They get the company off the ground, they make a lot of money, and then for whatever reason, the company goes away. You want to find a company that is either been here for a very long time, around the block for at least 5 years, 3 to 5 years, and owners that really understand the industry. Okay, you don't want just somebody that started came up with this new product and, you know what, I'm going to try to market it through network marketing because it's the easiest and cheapest way for me to do that. That's a recipe for disaster. So you want somebody that's got a track record in network marketing. You want to understand their motivation behind starting the company and also their philosophy behind starting the company. So how are you going to find that information out? Well, you can look online, but I will tell you what. Again, this is a strange animal, and what you're going to find is competitive companies putting negative news out about their competitors. And so I'm telling you right now, what you read online necessarily isn't everything, and sometimes you can find some really bad information out there about a very good company. So be very mindful of that as well. What I would rather recommend is that you get with the person or a person that can answer some of these questions for you. Like in our presentation, we talk about the owners and we talk about the philosophy and the reasons why, their track record, as well as the reasons for starting our company. So that's really important. Most presentations aren't going to really get into that, right? So get with a person, and if the person that is introducing you to or that you're talking to about a network marketing company, make sure if they can't answer those questions that you start working up the chain in their line of business to find somebody that can. All right, because it is really, really important. The second one on here on my list that I've got, and there's probably more, and these aren't necessarily in an order either, but are the products good? Do the products work? All right, do they have any kind of third-party validation to them? Or are they just, whatever. In the health and nutritional world, you want to look for certain things like maybe certifications. Obviously, testimonies are really important. Is this really working for real people, not paid actors? A lot of people will look at endorsements. A lot of people will look at, do they have a medical board? Well, I'm here to tell you, again, I've been around this industry for over 20 years. Most of those companies that have a medical board, that medical board is paid for, and they're going to say whatever they need to keep their job, to keep that income coming in. Same thing with white papers. You can pay a college tens of thousands, $40,000, $50,000 to have a research done, and they're going to give you the answer primarily the way you want it. I'm just telling you that's how this industry typically operates. So when you get into the products, and you might have like clothing or coffee like that I was talking about earlier, but when you get into health and nutritional, which is what the line we're in, you want to make sure you're getting in a company that is not just another mom and pop. They got to have what we call a UPS, a unique, or USP, a unique selling proposition. In any kind of sales course, they're going to talk about what's your USP. So your product has to somehow stand out from everything else that's out there so for people to be able to want to buy it. And then, of course, it has to work. Another thing that's right up there with this is the pay plan. All right. You'll see it called compensation plan, marketing plan, different things, but generally it's called a compensation plan. I'm just going to call it a pay plan here. Wow, folks, I mean, we could talk hours upon hours and do a whole series of videos just on different types of comp plans that are out there, different ways that the company pays back to the field. But what you're concerned about, and I would be concerned about, is if I'm going to put in the effort to build a company or to build this network for myself, my own business, am I going to get rewarded for those efforts? The pay plan comes down to really a game breaker for me. First of all, there's different models out there. There is a binary. There's a modification of a binary. Binary means just two teams, one on your left, one on your right. Then there's ones that have three legs in there. So it's kind of like a binary, but not really. But traditional multi-level marketing, MLM, is going to be you get started up here, then you build it wide. All right, let's just call four wide. There's some out there in the past that have gone 16 wide. You'd have to fill up all 16 front levels before you can start earning off of that second level. Well, let's just call 4 wide. So you build out your 4 wide, and then each of those people have to build out 4 wide, and each of those people have to build out 4 wide and 4 wide. And the real money comes when you start getting down to the 4th or 5th level. So that's called multi-level. There's also a unilevel, which is another type of pay plan out there. And so you just kind of, brand new, if you don't know anything about this, you don't really know. Here's what I do know. Somebody that is really good at this, a professional network marketer, somebody who's made, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in this, they can pretty much go to any company and make it work for them. But to me, I'm out here helping the average person fulfill their dreams, right? Go back to the first two videos that we did here. So what I want to do, what's the fastest way to help somebody build a long-term business? And in my opinion, that is the binary. There's some people that don't like binaries. I'm here to tell you in our company, our binary is very different. The very first company I ever was in is still around today. I was in there over 20 years ago. It's a very different binary than what we have. So when you just hear the word binary, it's not enough to, yes, this is what I want, or no, this is what I don't want. Don't allow that, again, I'm going to use that term, ignorance, to fail you, all right? Use that word ignorance to go, I don't know, give me the time to investigate and look at different binary comp plans. I love a binary for multiple reasons. The first reason is you only have 2 legs to build. That means you get a person on your left, person on your right, duplicate that out throughout your team, and you can go to $100,000 a month. That's pretty simple. It's also very straightforward. And what we do in our comp plan, in our binary, which is very different from any other binary I've ever seen out there, is that we offer a residual off of your members' purchases on a monthly basis. In most binaries, you only get that the first month. It's called usually like a fast start bonus. But ours goes on month after month after month. As long as that member is making a purchase, you're earning a residual passive income off of that. That's very, very different. Another thing that's very different about our binary compensation plan is that normally in the first month when you bring people on, you don't get binary or team volume off of that, right? Because they got to pay out those fast start bonuses. So it goes into a separate pool. But in this company, you get your personal sales bonus and you get your team bonus and everything you do that very first month. Very, very different. So it really matters on understanding the comp plan to be able to get rewarded faster, for your efforts. And here's something else that happened in our company. Our first 6-figure monthly earner did it with about 18,000 people in his downline. That is unheard of in this industry. To get to 6 figures monthly, you're normally talking well over 100,000 people in your downline, 50,000 as a minimum. All right, but he did it with 18,000. He's made over $1 million, and there's still only roughly 60,000 people in this entire company. So you can see this thing really does pay. But again, understanding the pay plan is crucially important. Another part of the pay plan is going to be this. And I'm going to explain what that means. In network marketing, in general, with these pay plans, you're not paid on quote unquote dollars. You're paid on points that's associated with a product. All right. So let's say you've got a bottle of water and the bottle of water costs $5. And or let's say, to make the math simple, let's say $10 for that bottle of water. What the company, a traditional network marketing company, is going to give you is percentage points on that bottle of water. And let's say they pay out a 60% BV, business volume to dollar ratio, or dollar to business volume ratio. So that costs $10. That means they're going to give you $66 towards the compensation plan. So they're not giving you the full $10, right? Because that's where the company's making its money. Makes sense, right? Some are going to pay at 60%, some 65%, some at 70%. So that would mean $7. So you sell a bottle of water to somebody for $10, they're going to pay you $7 on that. All right, 7 points. In other words, business volume. Now that ratio is going to depend on the company. All right, going back up to here and on the pay plan, how that's all set up. I can tell you with our company, and like I said, these are check boxes, right? You want to go through and make sure you're checking the boxes if you have any understanding in this industry of what you're looking for. And if you don't, you've been very blessed to be brought on by our company, because we are 1-to-1 dollar to BV ratio. So that $10 bottle of water, you get $10. You get paid on that full $10 worth. So that is huge as well. The next one I got on here is the pricing of the products and also what you have to do to remain qualified to earn commissions. So in this industry, the company is going to require you to purchase a certain amount of product or have customers that are going to equal to a certain amount of volume, those points, so that you are qualified for that month. If you're not qualified, you're not going to get paid. So in, again, traditional network marketing, that can range from anywhere from, maybe $20, $30 on a monthly basis, depending on what the product is, like jewelry or something like that, all the way up to thousands of dollars monthly to remain qualified. Because what they do, a lot of these pay plans, what they do, you start out at a very low level and your requirement is very low. But as you start going up and you make more and more money, then your responsibility on a monthly basis also goes up. All right. So you want to know about that. That's another question you want to answer. For in our company, we are at $50. You get a product, amazing product, with a free product that has a $25 retail value associated with it. That's it. $50 a month. A product that works with a free product that you can use or sell out yourself. And it doesn't matter how much money you're making here. You could be making $100,000 on a monthly basis, and your requirement to remain qualified is just $50. And then also regarding the pricing of a product, one of the things, like for our owners, again, going back to number one up here, the owners wanted to bring the value back into network marketing. And one of those things, one of those items for them was to be able to have a product that not only worked, but was also affordable for the masses. And something either you couldn't get out there anywhere else, or at least it was going to be less expensive. So it made it worthwhile for people to be buying from the member rather than going to the grocery store. Because a lot of these products out there are way overpriced. And I don't know, it's sad what some of these network marketing companies are doing out there. So like the owners of our company, they wanted to change that. And that's why we have a wholesale product. It's just $50. In the health and wellness industry, they did research. They found the average household that's using supplements is spending $57 on a monthly basis. And so we're undercutting that. Again, putting the value there for the average person. The next thing you want to look at is the track record of the company. Now, I was part of the startup for this company. I do not recommend that for the average person to get right on board with a startup company, because there's a lot of unknowns. The known that I had, and the reason why I decided to do this, is because I actually knew the owners personally. I knew their track record in this industry. And I knew that if they set their mind to something, they were going to make it happen. So if you are going with a startup company, meaning they've been in business for less than a year, you really want to know a lot about that company, all right? Or maybe the product is just so phenomenal you don't care, all right? But a company that's been around for 3, 5, 10, 15 years is important, right? Most companies will fail in their first year. I don't remember the percentages offhand. Then in 3 years, and then the next milestone is 5 years. So for instance, our company now is 5 years old. That is a good place for people to be jumping in, because you got all the challenges in those first years of getting it started worked out. And the company's proven itself that it's going to be here for the long haul. All right. The track record also is going to include, is the company providing products to their users, to the customers, to the members, and are they paying their members, right? Some of these companies are unable to pay out to their members. I mean, you want to know that kind of information. And again, if the person that's introducing you to a network marketing company can't answer that for you, you definitely want to get worked up the line till you find somebody that can answer those for you. All right. Also, how accessible are the owners? These companies, and especially when you start getting into a more seasoned company, you got more and more distributors or members in there. Your access coming in at the lower end of all this to get to the owner is going to be limited. So how connected is the person that you're working with to the ownership? And I can tell you it's a direct line for me, right? I talk with the owner almost every day. So there's a lot of things that go into the track record of the company and their performance overall. Also, have they had any issues or dealings from the attorney generals or the government? Have they gotten any kind of complaints? Those kinds of things. You might want to look to see if they're part of the DSA, Direct Selling Association. But again, that you have to pay to get in there. So it's kind of like paid advertising. But that is something maybe to consider as well. The next thing we got on there is retention. Retention is huge. Okay, if we go back to this one, what is network marketing? Network marketing, and I don't even think I covered it on that video, is all about passive income. All right, you build this organization and then you get to leave and go on vacation for a month, and that income is continuously coming in. Right? It's different than a storefront. You close your store on the storefront, there's no customers that can get in, you can't make a sale. That's not how this business model works. This business model is all about points of distribution. And as long as those points of distribution are making sales, then you're also making money. That's why the larger the team, the more money you can be afforded from the pay plans. But if the retention isn't there from the people that are coming on, whether it's the customers or the members, that means you've got to go back out and continuously make new sales. So retention is a really, really big part of this. One of the things that's going to help with retention is the reorders. Sorry for my penmanship. Is the reorders, or it's also known as an auto ship. I mean, look, you got a telephone, you pay that monthly bill, the monthly auto ship, without even thinking about it. You got cable TV. Think about all the different items that your mortgage or your car insurance. Those are all auto ships. All right, that's the comeback volume for the company. You got a printer, right? And you buy those print cartridges. That the printer's cheap because the cartridge, and they charge a lot for the cartridges because that's their comeback volume, right? They do the sale one time of the printer, and then they make the money off of those cartridges. So anything that has a monthly your internet service, I mean, my gosh, you can just go on and on with all the different things on AutoShip. So reorders is huge. That is a lifeblood of your business. So if you don't have retention, if you don't have an incentive for auto ships out there, it's going to be really difficult to build over the long term. Eventually, what you want to do for immediately, you want to have those reorders paying for your qualification to maintain qualification, right? So you're not having to pay money out of pocket to be able to pay for your being qualified. You're earning that off of the passive income coming in from the pay plan. You see how all this kind of connects together. So retention is huge. So you want to ask the person, what's your retention rate? Normally, I would say most of the times when I get on with a professional network marketer, somebody that's got a lot of experience in the business, and that's going to be their number one question, or within the top 5 questions, what's your retention? And we've got a very good retention in our company. We have an over 80% sign-up rate with AutoShip, which means if a person's happy with the company, with the product, then they're just going to stay on it. And it just comes the following month. We don't want them to run out. It's very easy to cancel the reorder, but it saves the hassle of trying to follow up with this person and then get them to sign up for the reorder or the AutoShip. We call it an easy order. Whatever it is for your company or the company you're looking into, this is really important as well. And then you want to see what kind of rank advancements are going on in that company currently. Are people continuously advancing in ranks? Are there new ranks being made on a monthly basis? Ranks basically means, as you build out a bigger team, means you got more sales going through. So your sales are increasing, and as your sales increase, they have these different levels that you can achieve. And when you achieve a higher level, then they give you more money from the prosperity plan because you're moving more sales. It makes sense. You get rewarded for your effort. But if a company is not moving ranks, that means there's something else going on with one of these other areas we've already talked about. So rank movement is very important. I can tell you that in our company, again, we have got amazing rank movement, and we got a lot of people making a lot of money off of not as much volume. So what kind of volume, that business volume here, what kind of volume does it take to get to these rank advancements, to be able to get some more money out of the pay plan? Those are kind of the things that you want to look, because the qualification, the BV, the pay plan, all is going to go into this rank advancement here. So all of this pay, oh, this too, right? Your reorders, your easy order. So this rank advancement is huge, because if you're trying to get to, say, your why for joining this business is to get to $10,000 on a monthly basis so you can bring your spouse home from work, maybe even bring yourself home from work, what do I have to do to get to that rank that's going to afford me $10,000 on a monthly residual business basis? So you want to understand that part of it. And then training and support is huge as well. You want to make sure that the company is going to have some training for you, that they have the support, they have a system in place for you to be able to tap into, so that you're not just trying to wing this all on your own. The next one we have is positioning and mentorship. Mentorship in this industry is huge, okay? Because you may be coming here with experience, but you might not understand some of these little nuances within their pay plan or their compensation plan. And the mentor is going to be able to help work you through all of that as well. But if you're brand new, then the mentor is the person that you're going to be relying on to. You're going to be going to. How available is the person you're working with? How well is they versed in the compensation plan, in the company, in the products? How well do they know the owners? As well as how available are they going to be for you, accessible? In other words, if you send them a text because you need help, how long is it going to be before you get a response? Are they going to be willing to send you a response right away? One of the things you can do is kind of test the waters a little bit while you're doing this investigation. You go, hey, I've got a question about this. Do they wait a day or two to respond, or do they respond relatively quickly? That's going to give you an indication of how much time they're going to give you once you get going. And here's what I can say about myself, having been in this industry for so long. I'm very available, and I will, if a person is showing the willing desire. Let me just share a quick story with you. When I was a fighter pilot flying the F-16, and when I got to Luke, that's a schoolhouse for the F-16 at that time, and one of the things I would sit down and explain to a student, especially a student that was struggling a little bit, is that I will go to the nth degree to help you overcome this hurdle, this challenge you're currently having, as long as you're showing the desire that you really want to make this happen. And if that isn't there, if that desire from that person isn't there, then they don't deserve my time. I've got other kids that wanted to learn, and so I'm going to invest my time there. So it's really important as a mentor to know who you're going to invest your time with. So if this is something you want to do, and you want to get to, say, that $10,000 a month, or whatever your why or your goal is, you want to make sure you let your mentor know, and you want to show that you're putting forth the effort to make that time from the mentor worth it. All right? Important in that respect. And then the positioning, where is your mentor within this whole matrix? What's his experience? The person you're going to be working with. And maybe that person you're getting started with is also brand new, and that's totally fine. But who are they working with? And who are they working with? And who are they working with? And you eventually want to get to somebody that's making some real money in the company. And do you have access to that person? All right. And the last one I'm going to throw down here is alignment. Because without this, folks, you're not going to be happy. All right? It's got to agree with you. It's got to be almost like a gut feeling, an instinctual feeling that, you know what, all these check boxes have been completed, and I feel just really good about this company. I feel really good about the people I'm going to be working with. I really believe that I can rank advance here and make the money that I want to. I really believe these products are changing people's lives based on the testimonials that are out there. You want to be in alignment with the company. In other words, if I was going to join a company that was selling XYZ and I could care less about that product, I would be out of alignment. If I love the product, but I didn't like the people I'm working, or the person that introduced me to this, well, one of the things I can do, I haven't joined yet, is I can go seek out other members in this company till I find one that I am alignment with, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with that person. You want to find somebody that you can actually work with and you feel good about. And then also with the owners, are the owners coming from a place that you honor and respect. So just that whole alignment being there, I think, is really important as well. So hopefully you found this educational. It's a lot of information, a lot more detailed maybe than just, what is network marketing. But I think it's also important to take the time to help everybody understand this is a real business. And if you want to build this as a business, to understand some of these basic fundamentals in choosing the right company for you is really important. So wishing you all a great and blessed day and rest of the week. Bye-bye.